Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Look, guys. It's Queen Liz. This thing weighs 5 pounds. I doubt it. Laugh at my jokes, please. I wonder how many people just clicked out of the video because top 10 WTF things that happen in British Parliament. The greatest job on this planet, other than the greatest job on this planet is the Speaker of the House of Commons. This man. Order. The Honourable Order. Let's go.
Scott, sorry, you sound like a Dalek.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top
Easy
10
content.
WTF things to happen in British
James
Parliament.
Cameron?
Maybe Dodgy Dave will answer it now.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell
Same
to get
here.
notified about our latest videos.
Yeah, guys, original link, Watch Mojo. Top descript, below that Discord link, send you right over there. A few of you say it's a little confusing. If you have Discord, click on the link. It's the second one in the description of the video. It'll send you over to a place where you click the verify check mark, okay? Or I'll just promote you.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most insane and strange things to happen within Parliament by the UK MPs. Which MP is best known for being the most bizarre in the House of Commons? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, digging for gold. Well, we kick off with the grossest. You're welcome. In 2019, MPs were in the Commons for an emergency Brexit debate, but Conservative politician Ian Duncan Smith seemingly forgot to grab a bite to eat, so he did it there and then instead. Only it was really grim.
That's my
Duncan
brother's
Smith
name.
didn't realise anyone was watching, which is weird considering the room was filled with people, plus he didn't consider the camera might pick him out.
Man.
So, considering the room was filled with people, plus he didn't consider the camera might pick him out. So, with all the privacy of
I would admit it if I ate my own boogers, but I don't. And it's fascinating to me that that is a urge for some people.
simply closing your eyes and imagining no one is around, Duncan Smith dug around his nose, found something, and stuck it in his mouth. Sometimes MPs really are the best of us.
This is a serious, serious issue and has massive repercussions.
Number 9, touring Parliament. With all the recent scandal of MPs somehow being allowed to have second jobs, in 2004, Tory MP Jonathan Saeed decided to earn some extra pocket money. Only he used his primary job as a means to do so, which is a big no-no. He was found to have been paid up to £500 per day to host tours around the Palace of Westminster.
A question, guys. So, I love politics. I don't know enough about it, but I love learning about it and the differences. So there over here there is the legislative, judicial, executive branch. Judicial branch is the Supreme Court, right? Executive branch is the president himself, and then the third branch, which is kind of the big governmental one, is the legislative branch. That's branch, and there's the House. And there's the House and there's the Senate, and they have two separate things. But are you equivalent of the House and Senate both in here, or is it that the House of Commons and the House of Lords, and the House of Lords is more like the Senate chamber, and the House of Commons is more like the Congress, the congressional chamber?
Per day to host tours around the Palace of Westminster. After the discovery in 2005, he was suspended from the House of Commons for 2 weeks and had the Conservative whip removed for a month. Saeed did these tours through the English Manor, a company he helped set up. He claimed the allegations were false, and the investigating committee made a few errors of fact. Number 8, musical tie. There's nothing worse than giving a speech and hearing music from someone's device. It's distracting and a little bit disrespectful. So when that happened to Tory MP Nadeem Zahawi in 2011 during an education funding debate, everyone looked around for the offending device. However, it was actually coming from Zahawi's tie.
I apologise.
He was wearing this tie for a campaign by the charity, Beating Bowel Cancer. The tune even caused the deputy
Who is the rude son of a... Oh, it's
speaker
me.
at the time, Dawn Primarolo, to advise Zahawi on being more selective on the ties he wears in the Commons.
Perhaps next time the gentleman will be more selective in the ties that he wears.
Zahawi soon apologised to the House for his musical attire.
I've taken on board and I apologise to you.
Number 7. Porkies.
Drugs, debauchery, and the book that lays Dave bare. Read our exclusive serialization revenge. Guys, I've earned the right to make British accents, okay? You know I love you guys, and I like to do this. Snub to billionaire who funded tries for years.
Back in 2015,
Cringe.
the UK was in the midst of mocking then Prime Minister David Cameron for the amusing Piggate scandal. This is when the biography Call Me Dave claimed Cameron did some gross things to a pig's head during his days at Oxford University. Anyway, during Prime
Hazing.
Minister's questions, Labour MP
The
Kevin
old
Brennan
pig's
referenced
head.
the book to Cameron. Everyone in the room held their breaths. Instead, Brennan spoke about the book's co-author, Lord Ashcroft, and his tax status. He then pointed out Cameron's defence of Ashcroft as being inaccurate, adding that clearly someone is telling Porkies.
Clearly someone's telling Porkies.
As laughter rang out across the Commons, Porkies.
Clearly someone's telling Porkies.
What kind of accent is that?
As laughter rang out across the Commons, Cameron quickly moved on from the joke,
Northern
which
Ireland?
is probably for the best.
I would think of many better uses of his time than reading that book.
Number 6. Singsong. In 2017, the UK was preparing for Brexit, and MPs were in the Commons for a vote triggering Article 50, giving the government power to begin EU exit proceedings. The politicians for the Scottish National Party weren't very keen on Brexit. In fact, they all voted against triggering Article 50. The SNP members then began whistling Ode to Joy, a song composed by Beethoven in 18.
Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Isn't that it?
1923 and adopted as a European tune in the 1970s. Then Deputy Speaker Lindsay Hoyle quickly called for order and told them singing wasn't allowed in the chamber. Otherwise, other songs might be sung.
I would look for every excuse to say it.
I personally don't mind singing, but I certainly can't allow it in the chamber. Because before we know it, we could hear other tunes, and I don't want to get into that.
And I don't want to get into that.
Number 5, Zoom. As we've learnt in the past couple
Guys,
of
especially if you're new, I'm sure I'm being extremely obnoxious and look like sort of a douche probably. But don't judge me on just one video, okay? I'm just in a weird mood.
years, video conferencing software like Zoom can be great, but it can also be a massive problem. And that's certainly been the case for some MPs. There was Tory MP Scott Mann,
Jeffrey
who had a
Toobin.
glitch while speaking that made him sound like a Dalek.
Is Watch Mojo further enhancing that? Or is that actually the clip?
Dalek. Or when SNP MP John Nicholson had his cat disturb a committee meeting by waving its tail on the screen.
That's nothing. You guys know what happened to Jeffrey Toobin, this journalist over here. He, it was during COVID, and well, Jeffrey was, he was one of many in a video call meeting, but there was a quick break in the meeting for like 10-15 minutes, and he didn't realize he hadn't turned his monitor off, so he was Jeffrey was tubining. He was classic.
Rocco, could you tell them?
Then there was Conservative Jonathan Gullis. During a mostly virtual debate in the Commons, he was due to speak on screen. However, Deputy Speaker Eleanor Lang decided not to let him due to his informal attire.
The honourable gentleman has to be dressed as if he were here.
He quickly changed and was allowed to participate.
What?
As if he were here.
He quickly changed and was allowed to participate.
Am I wrong here? Or that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Am I wrong here? Should that be done? Look, I'm productivity and proactiveness are not my best suits, so I would just be like, what? I don't feel like it. You're not my boss. The people who voted me in are. If they don't like my attire, they can vote me out.
Number 4, Dr. What? This incident took the internet by storm with how weird it was. During a debate on International Men's Day in 2021, Tory MP Nick Fletcher went on a tirade about how casting is being forced by a tiny yet vocal minority, with women actors taking traditional men parts in film and TV.
There seems to be a call from a tiny yet very vocal minority that every male character or good role model must have a female replacement.
He referenced Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, and so on as evidence for his opinion. Fletcher claimed this only left criminal characters for men, such as the Cray twins and Tommy Shelby.
In recent years, we have seen Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Luke Skywalker, The Equalizer, all replaced by women.
He then somehow tried to...
Look, that might be true, but is it that big of a deal? What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, with all these, like, I heard there's like now like an internet, like a trans month, or like an LGBTQ month, and like there's a trans history month, and then there's a woman's month or a week, and then there's a Muslim history month, and then there's always been African history month, February. But once you make every month like Queer Identity Month, Women's Month, Muslim Month, Hindu Month, Transsexual Month, Binary. Once you do that, the one group in American history that does deserve a month is African American history, which I think most can agree with. But you're letting your crazy, we need to fill in everything with something that makes us feel good, and then you're going to realize that once every month is special, no month is special. African American History Month should be the only month of anything. Once you stop that, then you're taking away the significance, and I don't like it. Oh, today, do you know today's Earth Day? Oh, wow. Oh, today's Vegan Day. Today is Pregnant Women Day, Persons Day. Today is this day, and I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? If it's single, stop it. Once you make every day a holiday, no day is a holiday. Why am okay. That struck a nerve with me. I'm sorry.
To relate these changes to why more men are committing crimes. After being slated, Fletcher claimed his views had been misconstrued, and he was merely pointing out the lack of good fictional male role models.
These programs make crime look cool. Trust me, a lifetime in prison is not cool.
Number 3, Lounge Lizard.
In America, I'm pausing a lot, but in a lot of American movies, okay, a lot, the bad guy is a British guy, right? Very disproportionately, all right? Do any Americans have this idea in their mind that British people are the bad guys? No. Like, this is the stuff where I get what he's trying to... Like, these are people who, like, I can agree with for 5% of their conversation. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. You point that out. Like, okay, they're switching a lot of things to get certain roles. But once you start really focusing fully on that, that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, move on, please. Like, it's not as big of a deal as you think.
At At the same time as Ian Duncan Smith digging his nose for plunder, the Tories had another member acting bizarrely in the Commons with Jacob Rees-Mogg. We can only assume Rees-Mogg was staying up past his bedtime since he decided to lounge on the seats in clear view of everyone as they discussed Brexit. The Green Party's Carolyn Lucas called out his rude and disrespectful behaviour, whilst various MPs demanded that Rees-Mogg sits up. He responded by shaking his head and adjusting his glasses.
He has been lecturing us about democracy. We will have...
Not a great look for the leader of the House of Commons. Number 2, LIL Mogg. Rees-Mogg has a habit of being a bit weird in the Commons. Looking to get onto the bandwagon of England's progression in the Euros 2020 and 2021, Rees-Mogg recited poetry. But not just any old poetry, but the lyrics to the John Barnes rap in the 1990s song
Arthur Conan Doyle, Alfred Lord Tennyson. I am not to reason why, I was but to do or die.
World in Motion by New Order.
You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time.
We soon got back to normal proceedings when Rees-Mogg referenced poet John Dryden. This isn't the only time he alluded to a song in the Commons.
For they can conquer who believe they can.
To celebrate the BBC's U-turn on Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia lyrics being banned at Last Night of the Proms in 2020, Rees-Mogg played a part of Rule Britannia through his mobile phone before quoting the song.
I wonder...
Number 1, The Legend of Dennis Skinner. Dennis Skinner is a legendary figure in the House of Commons. Often speaking his mind, Skinner has been removed from the Commons numerous times. In 1984, Skinner referred to...
Why am I in such a bad mood? I'm not in a bad mood. I probably just seem like, all right. This has been good. Watch Mojo, good content.
Skinner has been removed from the Commons numerous times. In 1984, Skinner referred to fellow Labour MP David Owen as a pompous sod. He was asked to withdraw the word by the Speaker, so Skinner stated he would withdraw pompous. Not quite what they were after, so Skinner was removed from Parliament. In 2005, Skinner took a shot at George Osborne by referencing his drug allegations and was removed as a result.
The only thing that was growing then were the lines of coke in front of Boy George and the rest of the corner.
In 2016, Skinner called then MP David Cameron Dodgy Dave when talking about Cameron's taxes, and was removed when he refused to withdraw his comments and instead reiterated them.
I still refer to him as Dodgy Dave.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.
Cool. Not my best react. I was talking a lot, I think. Wasn't. Hope you guys are all doing well. Love to see you down in the comments. See if I said anything stupid or whatnot. Bye, guys.